So hi guys, we have Mr. Mathias Hulten, who's the founder and CEO of Nexular. Pleasure meeting Mr.
Pleasure
Mathias.
meeting you. Pleasure meeting you.
And welcome to India.
Thank you so much.
So we were having a very interesting discussion regarding Nexular, what it does, and what is your vision, what does your roadmap look like in India, and what is the reason why you chose India to be one of the markets in your
Right,
target?
right. So the company is actually a couple of years old. So I've been running this for a couple of years.
Okay.
We have a client base in Europe and down in Africa. And we learned that a lot of the OEMs in Africa for electric 2 and 3 wheelers,
Right.
they source components from either China or India.
Correct.
So a lot of the throttles and the lights and all that stuff. So we said, okay, let's focus to the core business, and that would be India.
Right.
And we got in touch with India like 1.5 years ago, something like that. And we said that this is the opportunity to be in India now. You have a growing economy, you have a transition to electric, so it's growth on growth, right? And what we target with our telematics units and our full stack suite of hardware and cloud is that we target the electric vehicles, right? So this is the place to be now for the electric expansion.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Mathias, one thing that I would really love to know, your experience in the Western market, do you think that is going to somehow help you establish your brand in India and beat the competition? Is there something that you've learned from the Western market and can be integrated in the Indian ecosystem?
I would say the most important part of like a hardware product in vehicle is quality, right?
Right.
And in Europe, it's quite extensive quality controls. So when we build the product, it's based out of 100% quality assurance, right? So we try to be really, really quality assured on what we're doing. And coming now to India, we can offer European engineered quality control device, but we also be able to measure it on the Indian price point. So we have the best of two worlds at the moment. Yeah.
And you mentioned about quality control, which is obviously a very important factor, because if your hardware fails, you're going to cater to the logistic market. You know, if it fails, every minute counts.
Yes.
So in India, are you planning to open up a manufacturing or assembly setup for your hardware? And are you planning to eventually train the Indian workforce to maintain the similar, quality standards?
Absolutely. So right now, we moved our production from China to India.
Okay, nice.
And right now we have a manufacturing site in Bangalore.
Bangalore, okay.
So we're using now contract manufacturing.
Okay.
But once with the volume grows, for sure we will relocate to our own production area as well. And then we will hire people that we will train in our methods of quality and such, right?
So if I understand it correctly, your focus is more on the hardware and the technology there.
We offer a full suite of products, which is hardware is the key thing to penetrate the market, right? You need it to enter the vehicles. But then we also offer a back-end solution, which is then the cloud and fleet management. And on top of that, we attach third-party integrations to financial companies like banks, NFBCs, insurance, and then we have our own end-user application as well. So we try to offer a full package.
Okay. So at the moment, what would you call, how would you define your business model? Is it selling the hardwares and keeping the softwares available for free for a certain time? Or you're going to go all in and subscription model on software, hardware?
So the business model is divided, of course. You have the hardware sales, which is a one-time thing. And then we have the monthly subscription to cover the connectivity package and the applications. And we try to offer this in one package, as I said. Now we get many requests on the hardware itself. So let's see if we need to think through this again on the business model itself.
And in the complete electric mobility ecosystem, one of the use cases is, you're putting your, let's say, hardware, telematics hardware in logistic vehicles, right? The B2B segment. Do you think the consumer, the passenger vehicles will also have these telematics? Are the consumers in Sweden using it, and in India, are they ready to invest additional buck to have the telematics?
It's an interesting question, and I think that's also, now you're looking into different types of segment of the vehicle industry. What we target now is 2 and 3 wheelers, electric, and then you have the logistic company. But if you look at the 2 and 3 wheelers, those of going to commercial cargo vehicles, or they will for sure need the IoT to track it, everything. For the end user, if you go into maybe high-end vehicles like expensive motorcycles, they will also have IoT. You know, you check your ride status, you have the mileage left until you need to charge. That's like a luxury service, right?
So it tracks the battery performance as well.
Yes.
Right?
So what we do is that we integrate this device in the production line of the OEMs.
Okay.
So this is not an aftermarket sales solution.
Okay.
It's an integration into the factories.
Right. And so that is the segment that you're currently targeting to.
Yes.
And especially, you're not targeting to the aftermarket segment, but tying up with the OEMs to have this product integrated.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah.
Sorry. So and now you have the transition from petrol to electric.
Right.
Like petrol vehicles were cheap to buy, expensive to run, and now you have electric, which is expensive to buy but cheap to run. And when it's expensive to buy, a new business model comes in place over here in India, and that is leasing and long-term rentals.
Correct.
And then the financial institutes like the banks need to track the asset.
Correct.
And the asset is the vehicle. So now the banks need to be able to track it with an IoT device.
Right.
And if you don't pay the monthly subscription, they can control the vehicle and maybe shut it down and come pick it up and such. So it's a asset securing solution.
You know, the very interesting point you've come up with. So we had a discussion at one of our conferences wherein we discussed briefly on the second-hand market of electric vehicles. Let's say in coming 5-6 years, all the EVs which are running in India on roads, they will be liable for second-hand market 6-7 years down the line. Do you think the second-hand, because second-hand petrol and diesel vehicle industry in India is pretty big. Now when it comes to electric mobility, at the moment there's no technology or no solution to track what value should we put on that second life product or the electric vehicle after 6 years. Do you think this data will eventually help the second-hand market in 6-7 years to put a value to that, let's say, electric two-wheeler?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you must have it. I mean, batteries today are quite sensitive, how you use the usage and how you charge them. So the historical data on how they have been charged and used, it's going to be super important for the second-hand market to put the value on it. Then I'm not the right person to actually put the value on it, but I'm sure the data we have will help for that.
Correct. And in Sweden, for how long have you been in Swedish electric mobility market with your telematics?
So we had a different kind of business model back in Europe where we sold the complete platform as a license model for the OEMs to integrate. So we have been using this for 4 or 5 years.
So you have the data in terms of understanding the usage in the European market. Just to understand the psychology, how this specific, let's say, vehicle is used, the battery usage and the driver using it.
Exactly. So, but in Europe, we actually had electric boats, trailers, cargo and four-wheelers for hotel resorts. We had a slightly different target back in Europe. If we look onto the African market, which is similar to this one, it's more of two-wheelers and three-wheelers electric for commercial use. So they were now getting more and more data on the usage. But still, it's quite young. The market is quite young, and the vehicles are 2-3 years only. So we don't have sufficient enough data to actually tell how and predict how the battery will be in 5-6 years.
Correct. And I'm pretty sure you must have invested a lot on tweaking the design a little bit.
Absolutely.
Correct? Because the product segment is different here.
Yes.
Right. So do you have, or are you planning to invest on R&D in India, or you're planning to keep the R&D in Europe and only manufacturing in India?
No, so we're actually moving the headquarters to India. So everything will be here in India. I will keep, of course, some of my key staff in Sweden, but also we will train and hire most of the team here in India, for sure.
And any specific reason why you chose India over China?
Political reasons, perhaps, I'm not sure. No, China is a very mature market. They have high percentage already converted to electric. It's a tough market, a lot of players. If you look in India, which is only now in the beginning of this transition, there's a much bigger opportunity and will to do this now.
Nice. And in India, Mr. Mathias, any region that you're going to start targeting from? any state, or you're going to go all in all over India at once? What is your roadmap?
I mean, we will target the big OEMs, and they are located up in Delhi area. I don't know the regions, but the Delhi area.
Yeah. Wherever they're located, you're planning not based on region, but based on their availability.
So Delhi, Pune, and then we will have tech team in Bangalore, I think.
Correct.
That's the plan.
So great, Mr. Matthias. Pleasure interacting with you.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot
much.
for your time.
Thank you much.